Figure 4 Radio.
Lock it in.
Lock it in.
Lock it in. Lock it in.
Lock it in. Figure 4 Radio.
Hello everyone, welcome to Figure 4 Radio. It's the Mastermind Ollie Spring. Today, the man, the myth, the legend has returned. It's Luke-O-Mac.
Hello.
You alright, mate?
I was half tempted to shout cock through the beginning of
Yeah,
that.
no, I was at
because of what you're recording on. I was like, can I say cock and get away with it?
Why couldn't you say cock and get away? Kai Brand's been doing that for years on every podcast. We have the Phantom Kaylee Southern being Phantom-like in the background.
You're a dick.
She might.
You may have picked that up.
So far we've had two words for male genitalia. Does Becca want to fill us in with any more?
Salami sticks.
Salami sticks. I love salami. No, wait. I like salami, the meat, the actual edible. Right. Anyway,
Got pepperoni in the fridge if you want one.
you have salami sticks in the fridge.
Yeah.
Is that another innuendo that they keep saying that with?
I don't know.
Salami stick in the fridge with an arrow. Anyway, we're getting off track. So WrestleMania weekend Fallout. Let's go chronological. Let's start with Takeover.
Yes, let's.
So I watched Takeover the Sunday morning before Saki P. In fact, I was driving back from a show while it was happening, and I had to tell a few friends on Messenger to shut the F up because they almost spoiled things.
We had the kids that weekend, and my idea of entertainment was put something on the telly, and I'm going to watch it on the iPad. And
Not put it on the telly and let them watch it?
no, because I was washing up. So I'll put it on and tidy in the house. Carry around with me, but it took me twice as long because I stopped for the Johnny Gargano Tommaso Ciampa match. I stopped for the ladder match.
So from what I
the whole
gather,
show.
I haven't checked yet, although I could do while we're talking. From what I gather, Dave Meltzer has now given 3 matches 5 stars this year.
This year, yeah, two of them came
from Johnny Gargano.
One of them was Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa.
Gerard Almas.
Yeah, one was from Takeover, and the other one was the ladder match.
Yeah, I was quite surprised by that. So Adam Cole, EC3, Killian Dane, Lars Sullivan, Ricochet, Velvet Dream. I'm kind of glad that Adam Cole got it. It kind of makes sense because he's already established. Instead of just skyrocketing someone else that might not fully deserve it yet.
I think a lot of people thought it was going to be either Velveteen Dream
potentially
or EC3.
I think everyone had potential. Everyone
I don't think there was anyone on the card that you looked at and thought, well, you don't deserve it, or you're not fitting of it.
Yeah, or ready, or everyone is ready. Everyone's fitting.
They've all had championships elsewhere.
Yeah, you look at even Lars Sullivan. He's doing so.
Ready.
Yeah,
he's ready.
This is it. How crazy is that?
I would say a massive push. He's already got one. He's
for
someone with a beast.
For someone with zero gimmick, he's killing it.
I really like the fact that on his entrance, his video package, his video stopped working, and it came up with just a little error in the background. So he came out to his music, and then it was a black screen with an error message in the corner. And I thought that would be a great little thing to have, actually.
Yeah,
I know
don't recall that happening.
I know Adam Cole and that would shock the system.
Yeah.
Break the system.
Just comes in and
smashes the thing out.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Really cool.
I really liked the match. It had all the good spots. It went. I mean, it was half an hour long. Went a little bit long, but
Ricochet introduced himself more or less straight away.
I don't think he got that much in. I thought he spent a lot of the time on the outside.
The first couple of minutes, he introduced himself. He had that springboard moonsault from the rope. But yeah, I actually watching him. My first thought was Ricochet's doing a lot of selling. It was kind of
almost like they told him to not go too far straight away to
hold stuff back a bit.
This is it, yeah. So kind of drip feed the audience rather than just blow his load all over the whole debut match.
But no, I think, for a first outing in NXT, he did really well. EC3 took some nasty bumps.
Yeah, I think
when he got sandwiched between the ladders with Adam Cole and Killian Dane. Was it Killian Dane?
Possibly, or maybe,
I think it was.
I'll be honest, I haven't rewatched Takeover because I don't think I need to, but. Yeah, the lasting impression was it was a solid ladder match. I get the feeling that the ending botched potentially. Did he fall out? They were going to do something cool, and then the ladder toppled, and then in the end he just had to reset the ladder up and climb it and retrieve it.
It may have been a botch, but
I get the feeling the ending was meant to be more elaborate than it was. But I think
if it was a botch, then he recovered it really well.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
For someone like Meltzer to give it 5 stars, who's notorious for giving multi-man matches anything.
It had no Japanese stars in it.
Yeah, it wasn't in the Tokyo Dome.
Yeah,
so that's a Tokyo Dome. That's a 6-star.
That's a 7. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, solid start. I was pleased with that. Shayna Baszler, Ember Moon.
This is the first problem with it.
I'm not sure how I feel about it because I'm an Ember Moon fan.
The outcome was right, and I think this is where me and you differ. Is I have little to no interest in Ember Moon.
Okay, I like her.
I think in ring she's brilliant, and her finisher is amazing.
Yeah,
but
that's all I need.
Her character, I've got nothing.
I don't like the way that they're calling her the Phenom. Have you heard that?
No.
Like the female version of the Undertaker, the Phenom, but to Phenom.
Oh, God.
I do not like that. And at the same time, I don't like how they're calling Shayna Baszler. Was it the?
She's the Queen of Spades.
No, but her little moniker that Maura's given her. Is it like the Submission Wizard or something?
No, I don't know.
Like just horribly bad nicknames for them.
I think.
The
match itself ended the way it should have done.
It kind of reminded me a little bit of Asuka and Bayley.
Yeah,
kind of similar thing.
I think the problem is the last takeover when they had the same match. Essentially, I felt that Ember was in that armbar for way too long.
Yeah, I would agree.
So. Personally, she should have lost it the last time round. She should have tapped then.
Yeah.
Or she should have managed to reverse the armbar quicker in order to win.
But then I guess it's building tension. It's all about timing. But then they're still learning. I guess they're still.
Well, that's what NXT's for, isn't it? But I just think it was not the best card. The best match on the card.
Oh no!
You know,
but it was never going to be.
No,
I think it was strong. It was strong for what it was.
Yeah.
I think
it didn't really develop any characters though. I felt like it was just a copy and paste of their last match.
True, but I think it was a better version, if that makes sense. I like the way that she she didn't even pass out because even when the ref called it off, she was still kind of moving a little bit. So I think she could have maybe sold it a bit better, as in just play dead. But
but again, learning.
Yeah, still. I mean, I think it was the best I've seen.
It was
Shayna.
passable. Shayna did look good.
Best I've seen from her.
I think obviously the whole WrestleMania thing was, here's Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
And we'll come to that later on. But I just like having her in the crowd with whatever that blonde woman's name is. That's part of the Four Horsemen.
It's like 3 other women's names blended into one.
Yeah.
Like Shyamalan named them there. Yeah. So
M. Night Shyamalan.
She might as well go and direct some weird ass films. But
just put everyone in an armbar at the end of it.
Yeah. Triple threat tag team match. While I was watching this, so I watched this round my commentary partner Teacher's house with Tim Lee, who is apparently in Milton Keynes tonight, which I'm shocked with. If he was here already, I'd have invited him over to join us, but he's still driving. I'm not going to say why he's coming down because he might get a little bit embarrassed if I reveal the fact he's down here for a Tinder shag. But either way, I'm not going to mention it. He called the ending exactly how it happened before the match happened, and he didn't know what was going to happen.
Really?
And I said to him, mate, if that happens, that's brilliant. And it happened.
And it was brilliant.
It was brilliant, yeah, because Roddy is boring, if you ask me, and this is what he needs.
The thing is, I like the fact it has a payoff, because obviously when Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly first came up, they had that whole, join us, become part of
which felt
Undisputed
which
era.
felt a lot like Ty Dillinger and Sanity.
Yeah.
When they were like, join us, and he's like, no, turn. And he was like, join us, he's like, no, turn.
But yeah, it was nice that actually, I think he kind of knew that even had he won with Pete Dunne, it was going to be short-lived.
That would have been the worst decision to put Pete Dunne in. I just don't think that's where he doesn't need to be there. He doesn't need to be there.
He can still have the UK Championship and have the other two, so Trent Seven and what's his name?
Tyler Bate.
Yeah, that's the word. Thank you. Have them as tag team champions and as Mustache Man or British Strong Style or whatever. Have all 3 of them with belts. That'd be great.
I think one of the pictures I've seen is Pete Dunne and Mustache Mountain taking on the Undisputed Era. 6-man tag could be a good little.
That would be great.
That would be a good little match.
That would be a nice build.
Quick ASR. We're going to jump across quickly and then come back. UK Championship Tournament, King of the Ring, whatever it's going to be called. Are you hyped?
I haven't heard much about it. I know they said there was another Mae Young Classic.
Yeah. Last one wasn't so good.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, if the UK tournament is anything like the last one was...
It's at Royal Albert Hall, and it's on the first 2 days that me and Kaylee are away on holiday in June. It's a Monday and a Tuesday. Who throws a tournament on a Monday and a Tuesday? What's with that? But I will be...
You know why they've done it?
Why?
Because they can have Raw and be like, earlier in the night, this is what happened in the first round of the UK Championship.
Yeah, true.
And then on SmackDown, they can do the same thing.
Either way, I will be taking the time away on my holiday to whip out the old mobile phone to watch that wherever we are in Centre Park. So I just hope we've got Wi-Fi, to be honest.
Good luck.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, back to the thing. Tag match I thought was really cool.
It was really good. I didn't actually see the Roderick turn coming.
I didn't, to be fair. And then when Tim said it, I was like, kind of makes that would be cool because it's what he needs. Because and also, I think he's dull.
Talk about long-term booking.
Yeah, it's been months. It was months ago, and then you've kind of forgotten about it, and all of a sudden, ta-da! It's like payoff. It's like that is what he needs because he's lost everything he's been given.
I think. This is my personal opinion, I thought one of the reasons they may have done it as well is obviously Bobby Fish came out afterwards when they were stood by the title, but his knee does not look any better.
He is.
So I think he is shelved for quite a while. So to keep him as quite a dominant unit, they've gone, right, we'll put Roderick Strong in there. He can defend the tag with Kyle O'Reilly, and then Adam can still stick with the belt. So I think it's worked really well.
Yeah.
But I'd like to, and again, spoilers for anyone that's not seen Raw. I'm glad the Authors of Pain have gone up.
We'll talk about that in a minute. But that's on the agenda for today. Aleister Black, Andrade Almas. I was I think with Almas losing, I kind of expected to see him on Monday or Tuesday night, and he didn't show up, did he?
I feel like Way Jose took his spot. I feel like they've called up the wrong one.
Yeah, they were just looking for a kind of Mexican-ish looking person. They just grabbed the wrong dude. Kidnapped the wrong guy. But
it was again, and I don't want to be horrible because the match was good, and Selena Vega played her part brilliantly.
Yep,
she was really good. The fact that it was her that cost him the title, and I thought that was really good. But as much as I like Aleister Black, the match itself, I didn't think was overly...
it didn't...
It was a bit... And again, we'll come to it later. It was a bit like Nakamura AJ. It kind of lacked something.
I think it's potentially because we were expecting so much, especially because nobody saw them, like the Almas Gargano match. Nobody saw that coming.
No, that's true.
Caught everybody off guard. Now all of a sudden we're thinking, well, shit, he can do this. So are we going to get this for every match?
Yeah.
Or maybe not. No, it was maybe like lightning in a bottle. But
I did love the spot though at the end that won it for Aleister, where he was trying to distract the referee.
Yeah.
And then he just ducked out of the way of the crossbody. And just from Selena, and then just black masked to Almas. It was just that was spot on.
There wasn't a bad match, but I guess we are expecting like 6-star classics. And when it's only a 4.5, we're like, well, we expected more,
That's true.
Speaking of classics, I mean, it's cool that Aleister Black's the champion.
It is.
He's got the rocket strapped to his back, so that kind of makes sense.
I think maybe that's the reason why Almas didn't come up, was there'll be some form of rematch.
Yeah, and I think they need to keep fighting. But then at the same time, it almost felt like there was more heat between Almas and Gargano than there was. It's almost as if Aleister Black snuck in and just capitalised when there was more storytelling elsewhere.
I didn't see all of the NXTs in the build-up to TakeOver.
I made sure I did.
But the last one I saw, I think, I don't know if it was after the Gargano-Almas match, when Aleister Black came out and he was in the ring, and then Killian Dane turned up.
Yeah, they had a really cool little match.
Yeah, that was kind of the last one I saw, and I thought, actually, Killian Dane versus Aleister Black, I'd like to see that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And I think in the build-up, it was more focusing on other people than it was Almas and Black.
Yeah, it was almost.
That's potentially because the build-up wasn't as strong as it was for other matches. But it did mean then that Tommaso Ciampa was kind of shoehorned into the side, especially when they had the takeover. Was it San Diego? When they had it,
I think.
No, San Antonio.
Might be San Antonio.
That one, whichever one it was, down in Texas.
One before.
That's the one. So it was kind of nice that they could shoehorn him in. That main event, and I think
I messaged you on the group, and I just said to you, Tommaso Ciampa's entrance.
Yes, that's the thing.
Amazing.
So you said no, it's not as well. I was kind of expecting something, and then when nothing happened, I was like,
it was just the crowd.
Yeah.
It was the arsehole chants, the "fuck you, Ciampa" chants. It was just so good, and he played up to it so well.
And this is the thing, and I think I don't for a second think that smarky crowd hate him, but I love it when. Smart crowds.
Storytelling.
I love it when smart crowds do the role they're meant to do. And it sounds really silly, but you are a part of the show as a crowd.
Yeah. But then I don't see anyone who could watch that, even just watch the video package, let alone the matches and the story between it, and not feel sorry for Gargano.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. They've built the sympathy up. I think the best way for me to describe it. So on the Saturday night, just before Takeover started, we were at SWA, and the main event was Chuck Cyrus versus Ash Draven, Last Man Standing. Now I'm a huge Ash Draven fan. I like Chuck Cyrus, but not as much as I like Ash Draven. Ash Draven was the heel, Chuck Cyrus was the face. Everybody in the room was cheering for Chuck Cyrus.
Yeah.
I really wanted to cheer for Ash Draven. I really wanted to cheer for him, like that smarky bastard that cheers for the heels. But I didn't do it because I didn't want to try and steal the show for me. Because the whole point was you were meant to boo him, so I booed him.
Yeah,
even though if there was more people, I'd have probably joined in. But so I like the fact that the crowd, and I think the crowd all weekend, even at Mania up until the main, were doing the right thing. They still cheered the right people and booed the right people.
Exactly.
I've read all the reports about Raw and SmackDown and the excuses that they give for the crowd, but this is the thing.
Bollocks.
Yeah, that's the thing. They don't cheer for who they hate, and they cheer for who they like, not who.
But Michael Cole's there just to try and.
But
play
still,
it down,
for Takeover Mania, I was a huge fan of the crowds because there wasn't an awful lot of business for themselves. One
of my favourite crowd spots from the whole weekend was in NXT, to the point that I even showed it to Becca again the other night, and it was just when Ciampa threw Gargano into the commentary table, and Mauro Ranallo had to kind of like run away, and you know they were there, and then the crowd just shouting "Mamma Mia!" and I was just like, "That's amazing."
Have you seen the footage of Mauro Ranallo's commentary, just of him commentating?
No, I haven't.
It is beautiful. It is basically everything I want to be.
Yeah.
As a commentator, he is so impassioned.
And
he is so hyped for everything.
Also, that bit of commentary when he was going back to the first match in the ladder match, where he was like it's just the little references. He was talking about Infinity War, and he said it was something like, what was it? It was something like, you know, in the film there's 6 Infinity Stones, whereas these men are fighting. They're like the stones. Just the way he is, just amazing.
Analogies are he is. I'll show you the videos afterwards because it is perfect. Watching him get carried away is just how I want to be. Like I want to be at shows like that.
The two things I love that he shouts is "Mamma Mia" and "Tope Suicida." Just. I can't get enough of him. He is great.
He is bae.
But no, I am really glad actually that NXT's kind of getting a little bit more love from critics and outside things. Those 5-star matches. Not many people, and mainly because I've been listening to lots of Bruce Pritchard's Something to Wrestle With, and he can't stand him.
But this thing is, NXT is what wrestling is at the moment.
Yes,
is that is the style that is selling out places like Progress and ICW and you know all over the world. Like that's where it's at.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't. That's it.
Yeah, but no, I'm glad it is being recognised. Yeah. And I think Triple H is secretly just like, not had one since 2011, and you've had 3 this year. Come on, like give me the main roster.
There you go. Right, so WrestleMania. So one of the things I'm going to be talking about throughout this is the WrestleMania drinking game. Now, I don't drink, but I watched it a second time as if I was drinking. I have made notes of how many sips I would have taken, and I even measured it was about 30 sips per pint. So I've basically been able to calculate how much alcohol I would have consumed if I was a drinker. Shout out to Chase Williams and Owen Charles for showing the table with me.
What were the rules, by the way?
There's different rules. There is a whole set that are governed for the whole show.
Right.
I didn't do it for the whole pre-show because the amount of times they mentioned WrestleMania moment, I would have been paralytic before the opening match. So things like someone kicks out of a finisher, every submission attempt broken by a rope. There was there's a load of stuff that didn't matter. So if Hulk Hogan showed up, you had to finish 2 drinks. Luckily he didn't.
Good job he didn't show.
If The Rock or Stone Cold showed up, you took sips. Every time they announced a record-breaking attendance, you finish your drink. Every time they announce the table breaks, you finish your drink. Oh shit! Actually, Kaylee, I've just realised I put a sip down for that drink for that table break and not finished. So there was 2 pints in the main event. Woo! Yeah. Yeah, I didn't realise that was a table break. There's a few that I maybe missed. Things like a title changing hands. Every time pyro is used, I think I missed out every time a tag is made in a tag team match. I completely forgot about that. So there's the thing, but then each match has its own thing as well. So we'll talk about, and you can maybe kind of guess just which matches were the ones that killed people.
Okay.
And I've also made notes on stuff. I've got a list of all of our predictions. I've got like 5 bits of notepaper everywhere right now. I've gone full.
I completely forgot all of our predictions.
I've got it written down. And me and Scott drew basically.
Yeah.
I'm glad that he's not arguing a certain thing I thought he would argue. So I wrote down my predictions on literally before the show started because I couldn't remember what I said on the pod. Luckily, some of my predictions that I made second time round weren't the same ones as the first time round. So I've stuck with my first ones because that's the ones that's on podcast rather than what I thought.
Okay.
And at that point, you were beating me, and I was like, "Oh man, I'm just behind." And then I re-listened to the podcast so I can get Scott's, and it turns out a few ones I made that I didn't expect myself to make. And yeah, so me and Scott got 7, you got 6.
Yeah.
Kaylee and Kai both got 4.
Kai got 4. I thought he got 6 as well.
No, Kai got 4. He is very bad at this. He's very bad. So the pre-show I thought was all right. Like the matches.
As far as pre-shows go, it's been the best one for a while.
It was right.
Still wasn't great.
So we kicked off with the Andre the Giant Battle Royal,
which I feel really bad for Andre because
why?
He was the first person inducted to the WWE Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
He is the 8th wonder of the world.
Yeah.
He's this huge, massive, historical wrestling figure.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even make the main event or the main show, of WrestleMania anymore.
His memory's still being. But that's the thing. I mean, you're right. You look down this card. There is so much.
Yeah.
And the thing is, there's no throwaway matches in this card. There really isn't. Apart from maybe the Battle Royals, there's no throwaway matches for me, at least.
Maybe not.
Everything has got an importance to it. Everything has got story behind it. On paper, this was the strongest WrestleMania in a very long time.
I will take issue with one, but it's when we get to it.
Yeah. So the rules for the Andre was take a sip for every NXT competitor. There wasn't any.
None.
Every double elimination. There was 2.
Okay.
Any celebrity appearance.
None.
Every time someone on commentary yells, "How will anyone eliminate blank?" No one said that because they were actually telling stories rather than just paper numbers. And then finish your drink if Drew McIntyre wins. So they got that very wrong.
That's all right then. That's fine.
We ended up taking 2 sips in that match.
Exactly.
I was the only one that got the prediction right. Scott thought Samoa Joe.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a returning Big Cass or Ziggler.
Yep.
How many times did Ziggler skin the cat in that match?
He spent the entire time on the ropes, hanging, just like,
Work for a Korean restaurant or something. Just, honestly.
How is that? Is that like...
Skinning cats, Korean
food.
Yeah,
no, I'm with you. Yep.
That was a very smart, clever joke for me. I don't do that. Kind of crude and horrible.
I've never eaten Korean. I can't say what it tastes like. Kaylee went for Apollo Crews. Kai went for Baron Corbin.
No, not Crews anymore. Just Apollo.
Oh, is it just Apollo?
They've dropped the Crews. He's just Apollo.
Just Apollo.
They dropped it a while ago when America had one of their many mass school shootings this year because one of the surnames of the killers was Cruz.
Really?
Yes, so he's now just Apollo.
Okay, because, I look at Apollo and I think, man, that guy's going to grab a gun and shoot kids. Yeah. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could argue that, because Scott has been arguing that the pre-show doesn't matter and that's where I did most of my work. Whereas I would argue that for getting Matt Hardy right, that's a 1 in 20, 25, 30 chance, I think.
Yeah, how many men were actually in that?
Enough.
More than
enough. You've got the iPad as well. You can find out.
I could probably actually take 2 seconds.
So this is the thing. So I think I should get more points.
It was a 30-man.
Yeah, come on. That's a 1 in 30 chance. I should get at least double points for that. But anyway, I'm not going to argue because I'm not like Scott. I thought there was some really fun eliminations in this one.
I didn't really remember. I do remember.
Gold Dust dabbed
And then
after eliminating R-Truth, that was brilliant.
The one I do remember was
Mojo and Ryder.
Yeah.
That was brilliant.
I mean, I hate Ryder.
The entire crowd, the entire pub popped as soon as he hit that.
I hate Ryder, and I hate Mojo. But actually, it was just the fact that Ryder was running and Mojo was just
out of nowhere.
Just loved it. Over the top.
So we're sitting on a round table, and they were trying to stream it off YouTube, and the stream kept dropping. So in the end, we all were watching it on our phones, and it was Chase Williams to my left. Then there was Kaylee. Who else was with us?
What?
Who was watching the pre-show with us on the phones?
No idea.
Was it still Owen Charles? But yeah, so there was 3 of us watching, and basically Chase on my left would get it first, and there was like a 5-second delay before the guy, and that's the thing, and then we got it last. So Chase would go, oh, and then 5 seconds later, and this is it. So we're anticipating, we're watching this video like something cool is about to go down, and then. Oh yeah, there it is, and that was one of them. Like we kept popping. There was Shelton Benjamin's knee to Heath Slater's face.
That was
quite cool.
Yeah,
and I think the ending was a bit confusing because I was like, oh, is Bray Wyatt in this?
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, and then it's just winner is Matt Hardy. Yeah. I like it though. I like it because it's different.
I still think Bray needs a new look.
Yeah.
He came down in his butcher's apron.
He looks like he'll be handier to barbecue.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, I mean, as far as the babyface Bray is, I would have him over for a barbecue anytime.
Yeah, I like the little segment he had with Hardy.
That was funny. That was really funny. I like all the TNA references on Raw. Kurt Angle, I hate TNA's hiring. Oh my days. Oh my days. Then we had the cruiserweight match.
I actually enjoyed that. Like not
Same.
I thought I was going to.
I loved Mustafa Ali's ring gear and his entrance. That was sick.
It was very
in a good way.
Very Seth Rollins-esque though. I thought.
Was it?
I thought we looked a bit kind of like you've been raiding Seth's wardrobe.
I thought he was raiding DJ Z Mariah. I thought he came out a little.
No, because as soon as he hit that fucking noise horn when he was on TNA.
Yeah, no, but DJC was all about the LEDs. Like, it was basically like Daft Punk.
Yeah.
And it's kind of what Mustafa Ali. But anyway, I thought the match was really good. I loved the heart and soul thing. Saying, show me some heart.
For pre-show, it got.
I thought it was
12 minutes.
Yeah, it did.
So that was all right.
In this match, you took a sip.
I took Mustafa Ali. I thought they were going to go. I know Cedric was the one they were building.
I just kind of.
I thought they were going to go for a swerve.
Yeah.
To Mustafa, but I'm glad Cedric got
I think I went Cedric, Scott went Cedric, you went Ali, Kai went Ali, and Kaylee went Cedric.
There you go.
So
Did
yeah,
Kaylee beat me in this.
No, she got 4. You got 7.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, no, 6. So you took a sip if Cedric Alexander wore a necklace, and every time did a roll or a flip, and you finish your drink if a competitor makes a remark about being on the pre-show, which none of them did. They didn't bitch, they didn't moan, they got on with it.
I think it's that thing as well of, I can't imagine, I know last year Neville got really shitty because they cut him and Austin Aries off the DVD royalties and things like that.
Did they?
Yeah, like, because they took it off the DVD.
That's really hard. Why?
Yeah.
Motherfuckers.
Considering Dean Ambrose was still on it, I was like...
Yeah, I would have cut that match.
But I think because the Andre the Giant Battle Royals on this and the women's ones on it, I don't think they can cut the pre-show this year. So
but then who does DVDs anyway? Why does that even matter
now anyway, isn't it?
But I mean, one of the things we found quite fun watching it the second time with these drinking rules. So every time there's a flip or a roll, we were like, oh, there's a flip, there's a. So we were kind of like popping that.
About 2 pints down.
That was 10 sips. That was a third of a pint in that one. There wasn't that many flips and rolls, but there was enough. So we're up to almost half a pint down, and we haven't even got to the women's battle royal yet.
Oh god!
The women's rules were every NXT competitor, every absolution elimination, and finish your drink if Bayley and Sasha are the final 2 competitors, which
they won.
We thought that they won, and that's the thing. So yeah.
See, I didn't see Naomi roll out under the rope or go through the middle or anything like that.
Yeah, we completely forgotten about it. But then there's so much of that happening now. It's like you can't really kind of keep on top of it.
Can we just touch a little bit as well on what the fuck is the trophy about?
Oh, the uterus
the
trophy.
Vagina thing.
The female reproductive battle royal trophy.
Also, the trophies this year look like plastic.
Yeah,
they looked awful.
They've kind of given up on them, haven't they? Really?
Yeah, but then I suppose once you drop the name to start with, it was never going to be great, was it?
Yeah, it's true.
We've got less than 10 minutes for the whole match.
I think that was fine. But one thing I found interesting was the entrances. Three people got their own.
No one bar 3 people.
This is it. Which to me, if you're one of the group that doesn't get an entrance, that's got to be a bit of a slap. Like, why do they get an entrance and you not? Like, I get it for time, but
not just that. It also must be because obviously it's streaming on the network. They can have so many adverts to get people in the ring, and then obviously you've got to keep the crowd entertained, I guess. So I know when Becky came out, they did the split screen. So Becky's entrance was in the corner, but then they had the big advert. So it was kind of like, oh, you're just killing time while the adverts play, so we don't miss any of the action. That's all I can think it was, just time wasting.
It's true.
I like the beginning though, where Carmella was in there. And they just like,
launched
oh, you're out.
Yeah, I kind of like it. It kind of felt a little bit sexist that they're portraying all these women as catty people that will just throw out like.
No, I don't think so. I think had it been like roles reversed, and I think say there was still the men's Money in the Bank match, and that person was in the Battle Royal, I still think most of the men would have turned around and gone, well, "You're out. You don't need this."
Yeah,
and they probably would have gone for him first.
I've just realised there's X-Men on the TV. I'm going to be infinitely distracted while this is on. It's cool. It's cool. I love X-Men.
Quickly change the channel.
No. It's cool. It's cool. I mean, yeah, it was fine. It was probably the worst match of the night for me because actually, no, tell a lie. Apart from the final 2 or 3 minutes, I loved the.
I think I chose Becky for this as my pick.
You did, yeah. I went
all the way to like the last 5, and then she just
unceremoniously dumped out.
And do you know how I know she went? Because like I said, I was walking around the house doing bits. All I heard Paige go was, "Oh, there goes Becky," and I thought, "Oh, that's it.
Yeah,
great, thanks."
Yeah, it was.
And she was awful on commentary.
To be honest, I don't think it wasn't. We obviously didn't hear it with the commentary because we were watching on our phones in a busy pub.
There was also a really awkward moment in the commentary as well, where was it Byron Saxton or was it?
Fuck Byron Saxton, man.
Or was it the other one? What's his name?
The other one.
Otunga.
Fuck Otunga, man.
It
honestly.
was either one of those two. I can't remember which one it was. Because obviously Beth Phoenix was there on commentary as well.
Yeah, I saw Beth was.
And they were talking, and then they were talking about Absolution, and I think it may have been Byron actually said, "How does it feel to like not be in it this year?" And she was like, "Oh, maybe next year." And then obviously to retire the following day was like, "Yeah, well done, Byron."
But then did they? If they might have known, they might not have known, but still, yeah.
What a
fuck Byron Saxton, man. One thing I needed to mention actually, there was 2 Spanish flies in the cruiserweight match.
Yes, there was
2 Spanish flies. Yeah. We get this, and this is the crazy thing. If you'd have told me a few years ago, this year's WrestleMania, we'll see 3 Spanish flies, I'd have been like, "Fuck off, get out, just get out of it, get out of it." So that was really.
My
cool.
answer might be you might see 1 and 2 replays, but you won't see 3.
Yeah. Right, so that was the pre-show was done. There was
main event
because of the eliminations. We had 8 sips in that, so we're kind of 2/3 of a pint down by this point. Right. We were doing okay.
I've got to say actually, in the, going back to the Cedric Alexander Mustafa Ali match, I forgot to say I forgot how much I like the lumbar check.
Yeah,
I think it's a really nice.
I love the implosion 450 or the 054, whatever he's calling it, which I think is a dumb idea. I like the implosion. Like,
it's a really, it's nice.
It was a good match.
It was good.
Anyway. I love the fact that Spud was there. It was brilliant. But right. So first match of the night was the Intercontinental. I was surprised by this. I think a lot of people in the pub were expecting AJ and Shinsuke to kick off. Purely because they just felt they were going to get fucked over. So they were like, what's going to piss us off the most? This match on first. But
I actually thought a tag match was going to be first. I didn't know whether they were going to give us Braun's mystery partner to have the pre-show and we'll start off with, here's a big return, which obviously we got Nicholas. Or give us the Bludgeon Brothers versus like a high pace kind of beginning. But actually, as far as a triple threat goes for the Intercontinental Championship match,
I thought it was quite good.
The Miz looked like a knob, but
apparently it was a Naruto thing. I don't know what Naruto is, but apparently that's
anime.
Yeah, so he came out as an anime.
As much as I know,
that's it.
Of Naruto.
But, if we have a little Google of Naruto, let's have a little look and see if he looks anything like it.
I think he just looked like a bad cross-dressing Becky Lynch because he had like the goggles on his head and he just looked a bit odd.
There's no goggle pictures on here.
And obviously Rollins comes out looking like a White Walker from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I don't do Game of Thrones, but we both agreed it looked sick.
Yeah, and then Balor, whose Balor Club was all LGBT.
What I don't get, this is the thing, everyone's coming out and making an effort, and he just comes out with rainbow gear. Not that I'm bashing the community, but it just felt like everyone was like, okay, so we've got cool contact lenses and new gear.
Do you know what it was almost like? You know when they do, and I can't remember the charity's name, but they do like the pink ropes and everyone.
Yeah, Connoisseur.
No, it's not that. It's that female.
Oh, Coleman's Susan G. Komen. Yeah.
When they do that month or whatever, and they do that, it's almost like he's gone. Oh yeah, I'll just wear this one again. Yeah, it's like it hasn't got the big feel about it.
This is it. And like when Finn Balor can do things like the Demon, and he's known for his that just felt a bit underwhelming.
I think because the Demon was never referenced.
True.
Like throughout the build-up, it would have been a bit weird if he'd actually come in as the Demon. I mean, it would have been great because we would have been expecting it.
But yeah, I just felt it fell a bit flat. The match was probably the best I've ever
to be honest, The Miz this last 12 months, maybe 18.
I feel bad. I think
amazing.
I predicted Miz because I didn't want him to lose it yet. I wasn't ready to see him go.
Well, the thing is, he hasn't gone because he was at Raw.
No, true, but I didn't want to see him. I just didn't think. Yeah, this is the thing. But then, it was Chase Williams again before the match said, you know that if Rollins wins this, he will then be the last member of the Shield to be triple threat. And I was like, shit, then he's going to win it, isn't it? It kind of made sense, and he referenced it on Raw. He mentioned it, or it was mentioned, so it kind of makes sense. You took drinks. If the Demon appears, every Finn Balor drop kick, every Miz it kick, every time Finn Balor flashes his abs. And you finish your drink.
The whole match, though.
Yeah. No, as in gets his jacket, he's like, wait, have a little look. And then if Seth hits a double curb stomp, finish your drink. It did happen. Yeah. But by my calculation, it happened when there was about 2 sips left in my pint. So we finished our first pint in this match, which is fine. To be honest, for someone that's not a massive Finn Balor fan, I think this is probably the most impressed I've ever seen him.
Yeah, I think when him and Seth had the match at SummerSlam, when he obviously did his shouldering,
that was unfortunate.
He came out as the Demon, which was actually the last time we saw him as the Demon.
Was it?
Yeah.
Really?
Haven't seen him as the Demon since.
Wow. Okay.
I thought that was a really good match, and that was actually one of the best matches I've seen from Balor. But yeah, all 3 men in this actually were just really, really good.
It was solid.
Actually, it's one of those things. It's not a 5-star, but you can't pick fault with it. So it's easily got to be a 4.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
You know, it was. I
think for me, the only thing I couldn't get past was Finn Balor's lack of an entrance. It just felt a little bit flat in comparison to the fact that it's like everybody else has really tried, and he just kind of came up with something last minute. It was like, let's just get a whole bunch of people on stage with me and we'll have a little bit of a dance.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
but then I found it really odd that Seth Rollins would pick a White Walker when, I know you're not a Game of Thronesy person, but their whole thing is they live in snow and ice.
Yeah.
Yet he'd come out and his music literally shouts, burn it down. It's just like, alright.
You can't really burn down the ice, can you?
Ice burn it down. I don't know.
Who knows? Yeah. But yeah, solid opener. No complaints there. Yeah. SmackDown women's match was next.
I got really angry at this, and looking back at it.
Have you heard the podcast live that I did?
I haven't.
You would not be the only person. Go, really folks, go and listen to that because Luke's not the only person to get angry.
In retrospect, having nearly a week now to think about it and calm down a little bit, maybe it was the right decision.
I think this is the thing. I on the predictions, everybody went with Asuka.
Yeah.
I think I just kind of believe, but then everyone was like the big talking point was Meltzer saying Ronda Rousey's going to break the streak at next WrestleMania. They're going to protect this for this one. Everyone heard that. I was like, yeah, I can see that, and then thought that was going to happen.
But then I think if we looked at that logically, which I don't think any of us did, I essentially would have thought you'd have 2 unbeaten streaks, because I don't think Ronda's going to lose for a long time.
She shouldn't.
No, she shouldn't lose for a long time. So if you've got Asuka, I know should be at SmackDown, and then you've got Ronda on Raw with 2 unbeaten streaks, you can't maintain that in a women's division, especially with the size they are at the minute. So one of them would have to have given that evening.
Yeah, and I think it made for a good moment. I think to me, like it made for a good moment because no one saw it coming again. Like, and then the nice little kind of handshake thing afterwards,
saying that she was ready for Asuka. Yeah.
And I think
the match itself, though, I actually really enjoyed.
Yeah, I think it was.
I felt it had 2 or 3 minutes left in it. I think as soon as she put the figure 8 on,
she should have maybe tried to
broken the first one. I was watching a reactions video for one of the YouTube lot, and I can't remember who it was, but it was just sat there going, just punch her in the knee. Yeah, just punch her in the knee.
And you just
think, do that, grab the rope, the referee's got to break it, and then you spend the next 2-3 minutes
transition back into it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it just felt a little bit rushed. But some of the strikes from Asuka, she's just world class.
Oh yeah. I think
selling, like when she's angry, she's great.
Yeah,
she's really good.
I think it's the best women's match at WrestleMania I've ever seen. That I've ever. I haven't seen every women's match, but to me it was brilliant.
Nor have I. I don't think I've seen every women's match at WrestleMania. But being up there as one of the best is easily top 3.
So
easily.
Take a sip every time Charlotte says woo. Every time Asuka uses her ass to attack. Charlotte successfully hits a moonsault. Asuka removes mask from her face. It's a bit of a dumb one because of course that's going to happen.
She does that.
And then finish your drink if Charlotte beats Asuka's undefeated streak.
Okay.
So in this one,
this was a new pint.
So this was pretty much a fresh pint, and we finished it all by 1 sip from the IC match. So that's 2 pints down. 2 pints down. I enjoyed it. I think the match was solid. Go back and listen to Jack Kay's reaction afterwards because he wasn't happy, but I enjoyed it.
Oh, it was a good match. I think, like I said, my initial reaction was, what a fucking joke.
But why?
Because I think everyone had just built up this thing of why would you end the streak right now? Like,
why not?
She's only been on Raw. Yeah, but I think
it's wrestling.
But I think for me, it's like she's only been on Raw for a short period of time. Like, you want to build her to be this big character, but actually she's now free from this booking crutch of you've got to win all the time.
Yeah.
So she can actually afford a loss, like a count out or a disqualification or something, which would actually lend her to being more of a heel, which I think she'll be amazing at.
I think so too. But then you don't want to have her turn heel as well as another big Japanese star turning heel at the same time. So you've got to be careful with that, I think, as far as mirror booking. But we will get into that. I've just noticed the time. We may have to end up splitting this in 2. So we're not even halfway down the pardon me.
So they should do Mania. They should split Mania over 2 days.
Maybe they should. Well, they kind of do with Raw and with NXT. Let's split it over 4 days. The next match. Well, before we get into the next match, referee runs down during Charlotte walking off. Runs over, tells John Cena, whispers something in his ear. John shits himself and runs up the ramp.
Changes to his jaw.
We all popped for it. And
I think at that point everyone was like, Taker's here.
Yeah.
Like, the big speculation going in was, will Taker actually show up?
I think we'll talk about John Cena and Taker in a little while. I've got some thoughts on it. We might be surprised about what I think. The next actual match was the US Championship match.
Yeah.
I'll just quickly get out of the way. Every time Rude shouts glorious, every time an RKO from nowhere, every time Sunil Singh attacks someone, every Rusev Day chant, and then finish your drink if Rusev wins the United States Championship on Rusev Day.
Didn't drink much in this one then.
I had 11 sips because there was a shitload of RKOs, and I think there's no such thing as an RKO that isn't out of nowhere anymore.
This
is it. And I think there was all of those, a few gloriouses. There was a few other kind of standard things. I think it was if there was pyro or stuff, but quite a short match. I think. How long did it go?
8 minutes. 50.
Yeah, it feels quite short.
Kind of almost shoehorned in.
Yeah.
Because the next match was the longest one on the card.
Yes.
Like to say I called the winner. Thank you very much. You're welcome.
Yes,
Mr. Mahal.
You did. I think I see. But do you think that was the right choice?
No. I think that what they're going to do is they've gone, okay, so he failed as head honcho champion, as Universal or whatever championship it was he had. So we'll just give him the same gimmick, but stick him with a mid-card belt.
Is it?
Because there's more people for him to feud with, and it's not as big.
He's still fighting Randy Orton.
Yeah.
How many times do we need to see this match? What's going to happen next? Are they going to feud over the Cruiserweight title with him as well?
He's now, once again, thanks to SmackDown, the number one contender, isn't he?
This is it. That's what I'm saying. So do we need any more of this? Do we need more of this matchup? When you've got Rusev, who is so over, when you've got Bobby Roode, who is so fresh in the division, do we need Randy Orton at all? No is the right answer.
But then I think
TNA are hiring Randy. TNA are hiring. Just saying.
I think the thing with Rusev is obviously after Mania, their big push now is for the is it Abu Dhabi or
the greatest?
Dubai?
We will talk about the greatest Royal Rumble as well. I have a feeling that will come next week now. Looking at our time,
but the big talk about that, and I think with what's happened with Rusev on that, I think he was just shoehorned into the match.
Yeah.
I don't think there was any way he was actually ever going to win it.
This is it. But see, I would have liked to think that if it was Daniel, he should have had Daniel Bryan syndrome. He has been given fucking scraps and he has turned it into a Michelin star meal.
When they first gave him Aiden English, I was like, oh, what?
This is it. They have worked. They've got it over. And what is his reward? Not winning at WrestleMania, then being put up against The Undertaker at the greatest Royal Rumble,
off the card,
and then potentially leaving the card. I wouldn't be surprised if he walks because they've treated him like shit.
Yeah.
And he doesn't deserve it because he's got himself over. You look at people. Look at someone like Damien Sandow. He was given crap.
Himself over.
He got himself over. He went.
Zack Ryder got himself over.
What happened?
He's still there.
I think
the whipping boy of WWE. Right?
It just annoys me because he is so good. People like him. Like he is over, and they just keep giving him shit.
If I was him, I'd go to Hunter and be like, "Can you put me in NXT? Me versus Killian Dane would ruin everyone. It'd be great.
I'd be a fan of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Me
versus Lars Sullivan would be incredible.
I think, but then at the same time, is he better than that? Is he too big for NXT?
I think if you go down and you give him the championship, not straight away, but you put him in that championship thing, it's a good way to then take the current roster state, call up Alistair. He can kind of take his place on SmackDown if you like. Obviously give him better booking, but then he can take the championship and just have these big heavy hitting matches and then come back up again afterwards.
I would be a bit, because, and I've said this for a while, I think that NXT needs to start being considered as the third brand, so I'd like to see people get moved on to NXT. You never know, when next week we might see it with the Superstar Shake-Up, you never know.
Who knows?
We'll talk about one more match this week. The mixed tag match. Meltzer gave this match of WrestleMania. I'm struggling to find ways to argue with that.
I wanted to hate it.
Yep.
And I know it sounds horrible.
I went in thinking this would be the worst match.
I went in thinking this is going to be a 20-minute Triple H, look at me, I'm carrying the whole match type thing.
Yep.
Because Kurt hasn't wrestled much.
Yep.
And he's obviously not in the best shape he's ever been in. Ronda was brand new, so we didn't know. She was like, we didn't know what she was going to be like. And Stephanie's piss poor. Well, that was my opinion going in. Now, so I thought Triple H is going to carry this.
The first 5-10 minutes of this match was grade A camp show booking,
but it was heel face, and it was how you make.
If you wrote down, if you took out the names and wrote down what happened in the match, it is
generic A and generic B.
It is 80% of every tag match I've ever called.
Of course it is.
It's what Ronda needed to kind of settle her in. You're not going to book this massive, kind of complicated, complex thing. You are just going to stick to it as
But then I also think that plays into Stephanie's strength because
she's very campy.
Well, yeah, there is that. But because obviously she was on the heel side of it, it was much easier for her just to do the distractions outside while Kurt and Triple H are in the middle.
Actually did the wrestling.
Yeah. And then, she, everyone in that match played their part really well. There was a bit in it where I think everyone was on the outside and Triple H gets back in the ring and Ronda's just stood there. And she gives him this, flurry of punches.
Yeah.
And he sells them.
Just flapping around.
He sells them so well.
I think, for me, the biggest pop was when she hit that first clothesline and rolled through.
Yes.
And it looked like the smoothest thing anyone's ever done.
Looks like she'd been doing it for years.
This is it. And everyone kind of popped was like, oh shit, she can do this.
Yeah, she'll be good.
Yeah. And this thing, and it made a believer out of me because I thought it was going to be horse shit, and it was the best match of the fucking night.
I think because we've had, and no disrespect to Shayna Baszler, because she probably could legitimately break every bone in my body in a minute.
True, yeah.
I think, but because she's not as good as Rousey, and we've seen her, the hardcore fans have watched NXT and gone, oh, it's going to be a few stiff punches. And, you know, she's going to put the arm bar on or she's going to stamp. The expectation for a round wasn't there. It was like she's going to be crap.
Yeah.
But
the
this
bar
was
set
just...
Yeah. It was brilliant.
She raised that bar and then some.
I love the entrance for Triple H and Steph, the bikes.
Yes.
A little bit, but then like I think Simon from What Culture didn't like it, whereas I'm thinking it was.
It's self-serving to Triple H.
You look at Finn Balor just walking out with rainbow gear, and then you look at Triple H with a horde of bikes and like
7 in total.
It was so good. It was just looked awesome.
But then I think that was kind of the thing with the entrances. Some people got them, some didn't. So Triple H and Stephanie had the bikes, and then Kurt had a little bit of pyro, and then Ronda just had her music.
True. While Becca's out the room, what do you think of Ronda's gear?
When she had the skirt on, I was like, you're not wrestling in a fucking skirt. That's not happening. Okay. And then when she took it off, I was like, there you go, MMA gear.
Not the answer I was expecting, but fine. Still PC.
Oh no, I don't think Ronda's attractive at all.
No?
I think she's alright.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. The drinks were every time Steph hit a slap, every time Ronda Rousey did a death stare, which, depending on how you're playing, could have meant you just had to put a drip in and just have it straight through. Every time Triple H said suck it and did a crotch chop, never happened.
I don't think it happened.
Yeah, it didn't. Every time Ronda hits a suplex and finish your drink if Triple H pedigrees Kurt for the win, didn't happen. So we only got 9 sips out of this one.
I did like the double pedigree spot that they went for.
I
thought that was really
there was,
clever.
as I said, there was loads of fun spots in it.
It was really good, man.
It was really nice. There was a fun punch. Just I think Ronda was hitting some punches in the corner, and then she hit one right in the womb.
And
I think everyone kind of had a little bit of a chuckle at that. And then there was one bump where I think it was when Ronda was going for a pin. Triple H pulls her out by the feet, and she literally went front bump
on the floor.
And that's the thing, and like, I'm just glad that she's happy to take. Oh, obviously we know she's tough as nails.
Oh yeah.
But the fact that she's happy to take these bumps and do like, I've got a lot of praise for this match.
I think the referee played his part in this match really well.
That was Drake from NXT.
Yes.
Yeah. Former CZW champion.
Nice.
You might not know, but yeah.
No. Yeah, I think he played his part really well. So like the bit before. Ronda was punching Triple H. He was like, "No, this isn't a mix. Like you've got to get out. It's And he played it up really well.
The fact that she beat the shit out of Triple H as well. She was throwing him around.
Oh, she was
tying him up. It was brilliant.
It was really good.
I said the more I talk about it, the more I realise how much I love this match.
Do you know, I've just realised we're going to end this podcast on a really high positive note.
Good.
And then we're going to start next week on a downer.
Okay.
But yes, So we're up to match 7, so that's half the card. The first half was pretty good.
Yeah, it was.
I'm not
really
gonna lie.
And so far, no real breaks in. There's been nothing to stop things from. It's been 100 miles an hour the entire way, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, no real breaks, which is great.
I just wish it continued that way.
Yes. Well, that is coming up for next week. Do you want to do the social media, as you are our social media guru?
Social media. So we are on Facebook at facebook.com/Figure4 Radio. All of our archives are up on YouTube at youtube.com/F4TV.
Yep.
We're at Twitter and Instagram, which is simply at Figure4 Radio. I think that's it, isn't it? The website, clearly, radio.weebly.com. I always forget the website. Kai's going to kill me.
Oh, he'll be fine. He won't listen to this. He won't listen.
Kai, you're a dick.
We've also on Stitcher, Podomatics, iTunes. Although we are potentially going to be moving providers from Podomatics soon. I'm hoping it won't result in too much downtime for us, because we've got a streak of our own that we're keeping up. We've been doing this every week for, I reckon, a good 3 years that we've been doing it non-stop.
Nearly 3 years.
Yeah, I think we've been doing
I've been on board for nearly 2 now.
And we haven't missed a Monday.
No, we haven't missed a Monday
Even
yet.
Last week, Kai managed to release it just
on a Monday.
On the midnight. It was just there. So yeah, we were
considering the week before he put up a day early.
That's true. So actually, it balances out. It balances out. We buy a day, we lose a day. It's a cool way of doing it. We will be back next week. I'm not going to worry about plugging all my stuff because I don't think anyone listens.
Oh, all right.
And I'll be honest, one of the reasons why I want to cut this in half is I'm dying for a wee right now.
Oh, all right.
So I'm going to stop and then I'm going to go wee, and then we're going to come back and record next week's.
I'll see you next week.
Figure4 Radio. Bye.